Hi, good morning. I was just thinking about like substance abuse. Like, I've never really, I guess I may have abused some substances, but I'm not sure that they've minded. I've more abused myself with substances. I've used substances to abuse myself. And that is, and it's the little like details and stuff. I know what they mean by that, and I've used it, but I have so many new substances to not abuse myself with, but to enhance myself with, that I get a huge kick out of it. I guess I'm kind of prone to doing little monkeying around with it to see, what I can do with my body and my state of being and state of consciousness. And what I've found out now after basically having the worst time for so long dealing in life, just feeling like crap in this perpetual cycle of I don't feel good, so I'm going to take this thing to feel good. That thing in turn makes me feel worse afterwards when it wears off, so I have to take some more of it to feel good. And then when it wears off, I feel even worse, so I have to take even more, and then so on and so forth. But it's not just the substances. A lot of it is substances, but it's also just behaviors. I guess it's a behavior that we engage in that involves substances. But to get in these loops, we have what's it called? Self. Golly. Feedback loops. Woo! Feedback loops. I cannot wait. Okay, so I got that blood test results yesterday that say my iron is super high. Symptoms of having super high iron, and this is what it pertains in your life as well, is getting a blood test for all of the various stuff. Don't let them just pick it yourself. Get like a full panel of everything and go over the stuff, because a lot of what you might, if you're not feeling quite right or you want to just feel optimal, then figuring that stuff out is really important. See, iron overload, which I have from eating a lot of red meat, and I've got diminished liver function or whatever from using my liver as a skateboard for like 15 years. Anyway, now, okay, so iron, see, okay, brain fog, number one, cognitive impairment, lack of energy, itchy skin, and it is damaging to your liver. And it's an easy fix. I just have to get somebody to drain my blood, like a pint a week until I'm better. It seems excessive, but I guess it's the jam. So I'm going to try to find somebody to do it. I actually tried it myself because I'm like an amateur phlebotomist. I was for many years being an IV drug user. I was pretty good at it too. I was the guy in the trap house that would be going around, somebody couldn't inject their drugs properly. I would be like, hey, okay, well, I can help you out with that. I'm pretty good at it. And I was pretty good at it. So anyway, I got some blood out yesterday. Talk about taking your health into your own hands. It's hard to do with one hand though. Okay. So I'm all right. So besides that, get your junk tested if possible. You can go even if you don't have health insurance or whatever. It's not that expensive. There's a lot of online services to get that sort of thing done. And if you're really having a hard time and you really can't make it happen for some reason, call me. Okay, call me and I'll try to help you out. So anyway, with that said, some of the weirdo substances that I have been taking, I just want to show you some of the crazy ones, the more crazy ones. Okay, so number one would be, I can't wait to get some of this blood out so I can think properly, to have a path forward, to know what the issue is and have a path forward, because I'm like, why am I so stupid all the time? Why am I saying and like and so often that it is, I make videos and then I watch myself. I'm like, dude, you are freaking, you need something, need some help. So, okay, number one, activated charcoal. We are consuming lots of poisonous crap that make our gut bacteria basically fart and take shits in our in our insides. Release endotoxin is really what it is, which causes all sorts of problems in the body, makes you feel like crap. If you've ever, for instance, when you eat, if you feel very tired after eating, then chances are your body is diverting a lot of energy towards the countering some of the reactions from an overload of endotoxin. Or you might, it's various different reasons. If you eat a crap load, your body will divert energy to process those foods. That's why the new paradigm that I'm operating from is eating very nutrient dense foods that are easy to digest. So spare that energy for the big digestion. And that would include not as many vegetables as I once did, but very nutrient dense stuff like milk, goat's milk, low fat stuff. I've been all over the map with the dieting, but it is trying to figure out what works best for your body, because we're all put together slightly different, but there are some basic things that work for basically everybody for the most part. Like, for instance, you punch anybody in the face, it's going to hurt. But also, some people do better on a carnivore typey diet with some fruit and stuff added, or just that. I don't know. All over the board with people. And we're incredibly adaptive. So whatever, there's some margins for error, but the best thing you could do to enhance how you feel, because I don't know about you, how you feel, that is the jam. Because everything could be going right. You could win the lottery. You could get that promotion. You could be at Disney World. If you don't feel good, you can't enjoy anything. If you don't have the energy to get up and do anything, then your life can be just miserable. And that's how I was living it for so long. And that's why I'm super passionate about this stuff, because I am 44 years old and I'm just figuring this stuff out in the last couple of years. And it has been life-changing. Life-changing. I paid more in taxes this past year than I've ever made an income in my life. So, yeah, this stuff is working. Not that that's anecdotal, but the fact that I can get up and feel good on a daily basis, for the most part, even given I have a couple health challenges, is the biggest blessing in the world. I would trade everything, which isn't a lot, but material success and everything, for just having peace and feeling okay on a daily basis. It's the jam. It's my jam. So anyway, number one, activated charcoal. You can just take a scoop of this stuff and it will clear out. You drink a lot of water when you do it, and try to have minimal food, and it will clear out a crap load of the toxins just a couple times a week, or if you want to do it a couple days in a row, depending upon how much you feel you need. There's plenty of information on that for that stuff on YouTube, but I find it helpful. It helps detox from like heavy metals and that sort of thing. Another great thing for helping detox, or actually, I wanted to show you some of the strange stuff. Black walnut hulls extract, that and wormwood, for any type of parasitic infection without having to take antibiotics that'll screw up your gut. And yeah, that's a big one. Just for that stuff, follow the directions. You can get all this stuff on Amazon or whatever. It's not very expensive at all. And then the next thing, and then you can get rid of some malignant gut buddies, because we're not just one thing. We are microorganisms in a gigantic colony that calls itself Bob. That's why there's so much competing interests, and it's hard to get yourself to do certain things because there is a process. Different parts of us want to do different things. Part of us want to rest. Part of us want to go for a run. Part of us want to eat until, we barf. And the other part of us wants a great body. Yeah. So anyway, so it's interesting. Okay. So the next thing would be, okay, this stuff is called methylene blue. It is like the ultimate antioxidant. It was the first drug that was ever not patented. It was the first drug that was ever approved to treat a disease by the U.S. government for malaria. And it's like it was made in the 1800s. It is industrial dye for blue jeans, okay, originally, and they figured out it has all of these amazing health benefits. It helps your cells take in more oxygen and a whole bunch of other stuff. There's some great information also on YouTube on that, how I use it, and it's like $30 for it's like $1 a day, basically. Or even less than that. How I use it, so you don't, because it'll dye the shit out of out of whatever it touches. So be careful with it. I will put it in a little capsule like this with a dropper, and then swallow it. And that way I don't walk around like I just blew a Smurf. So that's a bonus. The next thing is, okay, chlorine dioxide. You will find a whole bunch of hit pieces on the online and on the news or whatever saying, "Oh, it's dangerous." Well, guess what? It's used in many of our water treatment plants to disinfect our water. And what you can do with that is disinfect your body. It metabolizes into salt. It's super safe, and it is something that will cure or treat. I should say, I'm not a doctor. I do have a YouTube premium account though. And you can't find any real great information on there because this is one of the things that competes with the big pharma drugs that they would, and it's cheap. It's cheap as dirt. And they would rather have you buy very expensive patented drugs versus having natural ways to heal yourself from ailments. So this stuff right here, if you can get it, KB Lab is where I get it, KB Lab. And you just a couple drops, you can put it in some water. If you have a cold, if you have a virus, it's anti-parasitic, antiviral, and a whole bunch of other stuff that is good. Supposedly, malaria, the guy found it, and they use it also for just water treatment. You can get like lake water, put a couple drops in there and sanitize the water, whatever. And that's how you know it's safe to drink, because they say it'll kill you when you just drink it in regular water, but they sell it as water treatment for you to drink. So that's the super smart, logic of our propaganda, propaganda machine. That, and yeah, okay, I think that's enough. Anyway, have a wonderful day. Love you guys. Woo-ha!